I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Musical Fox. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Could you please introduce yourself to everybody?
So, hi, my name is Fox, or most people can call me Musical Fox or Foxy or whichever. I am, as of right now, a 90s themed VTuber that does a variety of different games, art, and all the good stuff. But I'm just a little chaos gremlin.
Is it ready to explode at any time? Just be ready.
Yes.
Well, when did you get started with the VTubing?
So VTubing, I started, probably back around the pandemic, about like 2020-ish, in that area. I knew that everybody was starting to do that, and I was doing a little bit more research, and so I found out that you need like a computer and everything. So I started ping tubing first,
Right.
Which is the smart option for everybody.
Especially when you're starting
I started
out,
ping
yes.
tubing.
Yeah.
Yes. I started ping tubing, and then it just exploded from there. And now, next year I will be re-debuting my first live 2D, and it's taken about 5 years. So I've been doing this for a total of 5 years almost.
Oh wow! So this is absolutely huge coming up for you.
Yes.
So how excited are you?
I am excited every day that I get an update on like my model and everything, or I get a new piece of art for my new model. It's phenomenal. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited about the direction that I'm going because it's completely different than what I'm doing now.
Really?
And yes.
So it's going to be kind of a. So right now you're doing you're a 90s type of streamer, but something different is going to happen.
I'm going back to my roots.
Okay.
I'm going, and roots is a literal term. I've been posting lore drops about myself on X or Twitter, whichever you like to call it.
Yeah.
So it's like little quotes that you would hear, like myself would say, because I'm a 90s themed right now VTuber that works in like an arcade that in a city that she found randomly.
Right.
But I had to have come somewhere, so I'm going back to where it all started.
Okay, so
for me,
not going to ask you to spill the whole beans here. Head over to Musical Fox's channel, and we'll have all of the links for you to go and find out when is have you got a solid time and start for the debut?
It's May 29th of 2025. That would be my 5th year stream anniversary as well.
Wow, 5 years.
Yep.
That's about a third of your life, isn't it?
I mean, in total, I've been in content creation probably around the area that YouTube started coming out. Like, what was that, 2005?
Oh, a lot earlier than that. But
yeah.
Hey man,
I
older
started
than that, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of YouTube channels. I was under Dark Nightingale 17 and started making anime music videos there.
Yeah.
Then that explored out to my musical aspirations.
Yeah.
That was Let's Play YouTube videos on like RPG Maker games. Didn't know exactly what kind of direction I wanted to go into, and then I started going into more PlayStation games.
Right.
And then I was like, musical aspirations is too long to say. So let's go to Musical Fox instead. And that's basically, how I've come to be now.
That's the reason why my wife married me, because my last name is only 3 letters long. It's easier to write. But no, really, I mean, it's really something to be able to be in for that long and then have it kind of build up to where what you coming up in May. Um, so you're talking 5 years plus work going into what's coming up. Uh, how are you able to stay on the ground and not start floating?
Um, I stay on the ground relatively easy. It's I've got, of course, I have my three fur babies.
Uh huh.
They keep me centered down a lot.
Hmm.
I and actually, to be fair, the way that I look at it things now, I get super overwhelmed and anxious when I see that how many viewers that I have,
Hmm.
or how like if somebody hits me with a big raid that I'm not expecting, like if that's like completely out of left field, I get overwhelmed
Yeah.
so fast. I because I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that this is actually happening.
uh,
And when you get into that kind of mindset, then you just think like, well, this makes sense. Maybe it's that time. But then at the same time, you're thinking to yourself, well, hold up now. Let's take a couple of steps back and be like, so why? um,
yeah, that's called
and
waiting for that other shoe to drop. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're just it's a back and forth kind of thing with me,
Mm,
and it's like I'm fighting off the imposter syndrome, but at the same time, I'm just like almost borderline kind of like accepting it,
mm,
but I'm still in that in between after like so many years.
mm. It's tough.
And I don't.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to. I don't want to accept it. I don't.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to get out of that mindset and not feel disin ungenuine. I guess is the best way to put it. That's not even a word, but to because this is truly how you're feeling. You know, you come in and you've got the success and things are going well for you, and you want to just put aside your own feelings about it and say, yes, I deserve this, I accept this, but you can't just throw that out.
Right.
And it's always going to be there behind you, um, and it's just and at least you're recognizing it, and
Yes.
you know you can sit back and take the I don't know fourth person view at this point. Like I said, look, you know, this is what's happening. You know better than this. I mean, it doesn't help, but I mean, you know what's going on anyway.
Most definitely, yes. I feel I definitely do see your standpoint or your point of view in this, and
Hmm.
I can definitely say, yeah, no, you actually make sense,
Hmm.
and even still, like it is a wow factor.
Hmm.
But I am still. It's still gonna be a constant battle of like I don't deserve this, but I do deserve this kind of thing every day.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's just, I guess, I mean that just goes back to like, you know, how you get brought up though, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. And a lot of things play into that. I mean, a lot of things happen in a person's life that shape you. Maybe some things you don't even know happened. Um, and play into it. And now, but now you've got a situation where it seems that things are going well. People are not just accepting you, but coming back to be with you on the stream. Um,
Yes.
that's to me that would be both heartening and a bit frightening.
Um, for me, I literally put it out there, I think yesterday, where I literally, I guess I had a slip in my imposter syndrome
Mm,
come out, but I don't think it was. Um, I just said basically because somebody was asking me about the revenue that Twitch makes because I'm on a borderline of like going back into a almost 2 year donathon if I wanted like if this continues up.
Well,
Um and so they were asking about the revenue that it makes. So I sent screenshots and because they didn't know like how much Twitch actually takes.
right.
Um and so basically I stated to them that like I thank you guys so much for continuing to support me. These screenshots are accurate. Like what I made last month is definitely a dip from what I made this month, and you guys can see this.
Mm,
Every month is different, and to be fair, I don't think that I deserve anybody
mm,
to in this community
mm.
to continue to support me. And I'm just a nerd that wants to have fun, and really, y'all have been super supportful of all of this.
And how did they take it?
And then they took it. They are like, "You'll have us, and you'll just have to like it," and just like, I same here, and I and all that other stuff. And I'm just like, it kind of made me cry.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine it when you have somebody believing in you when you don't always necessarily believe in yourself. That is that's kind of tough to take because it on a lot of ways and and for some folks it's a lifetime. I am amazed that you've gotten to this point and continue on and keep moving upward. That says a lot about your own personal um, commitment and your backbone to keep going with something like this.
I mean, yeah, I think that to be fair, if I didn't have streaming or if I didn't have the awesome community that I have,
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't know what I would have been doing by
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do some kind of entertainment of some kind.
Right.
Um, I can't be the professional singer that I wanted to be, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you're still going there. We're gonna get some music out of you soon.
um, so I wanted to do professional singing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the best that I can at art.
Right.
I've been like exploring that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like just as a content entertainer, I'm just like I said, a ball of chaotic energy. So
As long as folks are enjoying it and you're enjoying yourself while doing it,
yeah.
and you strike that balance. Is it tough for you to strike that balance?
Sometimes, because I mean, just to get into like a little bit of it, it's more or less like you can have like that serious moment
Mm-hmm.
and you can have the chaos moment. So the serious moments, they do kind of bleed through a lot. So me and my mods and some of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
we play competitive shooters, of course,
Right.
like Fortnite or Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we've just got onto this like losing streak, we'll have that chaos energy until through the losing streak. But then it gets to the point to where I end up losing that balance
Mm.
and I'll be like, yo, hey, this is not cool. And that comes out on stream. And of course, I apologize afterward. But I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, seriously, where are you during this fight? You know?
That's when the barbs start coming out and
Yes, yes.
like, man, it's time to end stream. Sorry, good night.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can only carry the entire world so long. Sooner or later, that everybody
I-
else has got to pull their weight too.
yeah.
In my case, I would have been dead before you even got the game started. But at least I'd be out of the way. I wouldn't be messing anything up for you at that point. Um,
No.
with your art work, is obviously you're someone and from what you've already said, you've wanted to be entertaining and productive and artistic in different ways. Is this something that you were able to do younger, or is this something that you started later on in life?
So I didn't get really into art. I mean, mind you, my grandmother was a beautiful painter.
Hmm.
Um, and going into it a little bit more, I didn't start drawing and everything probably until I was about 8.
Hmm.
And that started out with like, the little stick figures and the little messed up dogs and stuff like that. Um,
Little messed up dogs. I love
I mean,
that.
it has like 6 legs, but it's a dog, and you just wonder why it has 6 legs.
I
Um,
love that description. I'm going to steal it.
but I started at a young age, and then I didn't get into anime
Mm.
until so my first anime was something I probably shouldn't have watched at the age of 11. But it was called Fushigi Yui,
Yeah.
aka The Mysterious Play.
Mm.
It is about a girl who goes into a forbidden library and gets teleported into the book.
Oh, okay.
And then there is a lot of very adult themes that I probably shouldn't have watched again at the age of 11.
Ah,
But that
okay.
was my first anime.
Yeah.
my,
Welcome
my
to the world.
yeah,
Gee, because
my second anime was Dragon Ball Z.
oh,
I loved Dragon Ball Z. And I had started like studying how the lines worked.
yeah.
And I started making like art based off of how kind of like in a Dragon Ball Z like kind of style.
Really? So you kind of were self-taught through Dragon Ball Z.
Watching just a little bit, yeah. And
Yeah.
then when I got a little bit closer into high school, my art teacher's like, you do realize that if you just move your lines a little bit, you would have a little bit more of a better atomically correct. And so we went from that to now several years later down the line where I still ask for help.
Hmm.
So my art mom that I go to for literally anything for art,
Hmm.
she actually gives me assistance with like skirts or hair placement or how to do the folds correctly on this one
Hmm.
jacket. And I appreciate it because I've made some really, I don't like the art that I make, but I do like some pieces and it's nice.
Well, it sounds like to me you're already an artist because artists never really are truly satisfied with what they do. There's always something. Yeah, I could have done that fingernail a little better. No, it's fine. Just
Yeah.
put the mouse down. Uh, so when you discovered, I mean, really, that you basically self-taught yourself. I mean, you had some help, but you self-taught yourself really how to do this, and you looked and said, "Yeah, you got some talent to do this." Um, how did that hit you when you realized that you can do this?
It hit me, but at the same time, I didn't. It goes back into that imposter syndrome kind of thing again,
Hmm.
where it hit me like I can do this, but then again, nah, I
Hmm.
can't do this.
Hmm.
I can't, no. It's always been that like way for me constantly. So like, if I was given a compliment, I'd be like, nah, no, that's not me. You're in the wrong, kind of thing, and it's. I won't personally accept it. I
Hmm.
can't accept it because I'm not meant to be better than you, for
Right.
example.
Yeah.
So, like, if I would do, I'm kind of the person that would rather make you happy as, like, the listener or viewer or whatever.
Right.
If you met me in real life and you were like, hey, Fox, you know, I'm just down on my luck. Is there, can I get a hug? I'd hug you
Hmm.
because like I'm the people pleaser person.
Right.
Um, and I've realized this, and I'm trying to get it changed. But like, I would still give you everything that you want, including the shirt off my back to make you happy.
Mm.
So when you turn around and tell me hey Fox, you're doing all of these amazing things. And I'm like, nah, I
Mm,
can't accept that, you know,
yeah.
because I want to make you happy, and you turning around trying to make me happy, it can't be.
Yeah. Yeah. Just no, no, no. That's not the way it works. That's not the way.
Yeah.
You're turning it around now.
So yeah, so when I get to bring it back, like when I get those compliments and stuff, and people telling me that my art is really good, or, you know, this looks fantastic or amazing, I just sit here and have a mini panic attack, and I'm just like, okay, you guys like it, that's great.
Oh,
I could have fixed this one little thing.
oh no. Oh, that's tough. I mean, it really is. And for the folks who are being sincere, in
Yes.
it's that's gotta to hear that type of effect it has on you. I mean, have you told them about that, folks?
Yes, I
And
have expressed this multiple times on stream that you guys give me a panic attack.
we'll just say it's okay and go from there.
Yes, yes.
But it's
I'm
go ahead.
I was gonna say I always keep my emotions on everywhere, and I always am true to my audience. So if there's something bothering me, I will say it on live on stream, or I'll just be like bring it out to like everybody. I don't hide anything.
Yeah, I think this is an amazing. I mean, everybody I interview has different stories, and I'm so glad to meet folks that have the different backgrounds and learn about them and I I hear what's going on with you, and unfortunately, the one thing I want to do is fix it. that's
Exactly.
that's when I look at something all the time. That's my I call it a Superman complex. I'm gonna go fix it when I can't. Um, but I also
That's what everybody does
yeah
when they meet me.
yeah because because you're obviously a very likable person and people want to see success, and when they see success for you, they want to be happy for you, but they don't know what's going on inside,
Right.
and that's a tough nut to get around. I hope that things are. Is it getting better?
It's it's getting a little bit better. I would deal. I've gotten to the point to where I'm just like now I don't want to work my actual real life job anymore,
Yeah.
and the thought of the possibility of just like becoming a full time streamer is actually like almost there in sight, but it's nowhere near in sight.
Mm.
Um, so I'm just more or less that streaming has always been a fun thing, and I use that to be my booster when my real life kind of doesn't want to be a boost anymore.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's gotten to that point maybe where it's gone from a hobby and an escape to something that by golly you're pretty good at this, and whether you're accepting it or not, there is success there, and what's the next step for you? Uh,
Well,
I mean,
the next step so I don't know how much I can go into this.
don't overshare.
Well, of course. I can go ahead and say that I have signed. I went from indie, and I still feel like I'm kind of indie VTubing,
Yeah.
where I'm more for myself.
Hmm.
But I did sign on with a management company
Mm.
that is brand new to the scene.
Hmm.
They may be looking for future talents,
Okay.
and they're actually the ones that are helping me get to where I want to be on May 29th.
Ah.
Um, so they're the ones that are fully making sure that this vision gets possible.
Hmm.
Like one of the big questions that he had asked me is, where do you if I do this with you and become your manager, where do you want to see yourself?
Mm.
And I was like, Well, to be fair, I have a feeling that if this takes off the way that I think it will, I would like to be, doing big things like how the my role models do, like Zentrea,
Hmm.
Iron Mouse, definitely Iron Mouse,
Yeah.
Joel
Hmm.
from Porcelain Maid. Like I look up to these guys
Right.
because they do a lot for charity. They look like they have a lot of fun. They you know, do different little things, and I like watching them. They're shining stars in the sky, and if I ever was to get up that high,
Hmm.
like I'd want to be as great as them. I'd want to showcase the same talents or like greatness from them. And so that's then he was like, "All right, well then let's do it." And so that's that's how I've become managed, but at the same time I'm still given kind of the freeness to still be me
Hmm.
and still be indie.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. Like that's what's next. Like my big radio debut on May 29th
Oh, we're
is,
looking forward to it.
I mean, I can go ahead and drop lore if y'all want, or it's up to you, but
Hey,
like
you you
that's
you hit us with your lore stick.
so basically Fox or myself. We or I was in a forest for a very, very long time. Um and coming into the 90s themed era, sounds started coming and filling in the forest that I had never heard, like honking and construction and all that stuff. So when I get out of my forest, I found this little cute arcade. Well, pictures and things that came from my forest started surfacing, and I was technically supposed to be that specific part of the forest's guardian.
Hmm.
And there's a real reason for that because I either protected a community in this forest from either humans or I protected the humans from those entities in the forest. And that's trying to express that I protected cryptids.
Wow.
So like your Jersey Devil, your Bigfoot
Hmm.
or your Kelpsies or anything like that, anything that you would see in the United States, there's like a thin veil, I would say, that if you tumbled into it like in the forest and you're like, oh, what is that? Then that's where I would come in and try and like guide you to go back out of the forest before something bad happens,
Ah,
you
okay.
know?
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of going back to my forest because people are getting hurt and
Mm.
it's starting to wind up in not a good situation and just yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good place. I like the I like the start of it. It gives you a new starting point and a new direction and a really good direction. So, folks,
Yeah.
you got to tune in, and we're if as long as I don't want to run over anything that your management wants to do. Uh, so we'll check with that because
Oh
that's
no, you're fine.
yeah, but it, we want to get you on again right before that happens, and
Okay.
hit some more high notes for you because um, I want to see it. I want to see this come true. I want to see this come in. It's really exciting to hear somebody who who obviously enjoys what they're doing so much and has put so much into it, and you get the chance to see this come through. I want to be there for that.
Most definitely, and I would love to come back.
Yeah, I absolutely. I'm not letting you go yet. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I want to be there when it happens, and we're gonna we're gonna have all the links that we can on the description. By the way, for you to find out what what they're up to here. I what is something that you would like to do with your stream that you haven't done yet?
I want to make it more interactive. I want to
Mm,
make it more inclusive.
mm,
So I don't know how much of like you've seen of X. There's this one poster and they'll go in and they'll take clips from different streamers
right.
and they'll be like, I really like how this person's done XYZ thing. And one of the ones that I have been following, they recently just made a rave.
Mm. A rave,
out of out of out of everything in OBS. So anytime that the chat was like dancing or constantly using like music
right?
or emotes or stuff like that, the rave would like you would see the screen like thump like you're in the rave itself, like in
Ah,
the little chat, like their mascot,
yeah.
they would jump and everything would just like go back and forth and shift and everything, you know? And I'm like, bruh, I want to be that. I want to make that inclusive. Like, how? How do I do that?
Yeah.
Um, or even just like on the PingTuber side, there's a VTuber somewhere out there that uses a PingTuber,
Uh,
but their PingTuber is placed on the corner of their screen facing their content, like they're actually in their room,
oh.
and the monitor is the gameplay that they're playing, and their chat is on another screen on the wall. Like they're actually, it's really cool to see because it all looks like one connective piece, but
Ah.
it's not.
Now that's a see that's totally innovative and something that will be copied because
Of
that's what
course,
innovative
of
things
course.
do. They get copied. But that's the type of thinking that continually pops up on this medium where somebody comes up with something someone hasn't seen before.
Exactly, yes. And I want to be one of those people that can be like, well, you know what? I want to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's a what I don't remember exactly. I think his name was like Toji, where he has like little he's created this entire mystery world and it's like all like Pokemon.
Mm.
So like you can go in and type in like who's that or like different cards and stuff
Mm.
and you can do a daily check-in and get like a new ticket every day.
Oh.
Um and it shows up on his screen. Like he's animated the whole entire stream.
Oh. That is.
And
Uh,
I want to be that inclusive.
so we can. I mean, you've got for someone who has the imposter syndrome, you've still got really high goals, and well, for the average person, they're high goals. Uh, Very reachable for you, I think. And I want to see that happen. You're so easy to root for that I really want to see this stuff coming from it. I'm excited to see what you got going.
So, but yeah, no, I to be fair, I take that I want to be that inclusive, and be I want to have those goals and those hopes and dreams, but then I'm like, nah, I don't need that. I'll just stick to the what's norm. But then again, I'm always like, but that's not exciting. That's not new. That's not. I need to do something that's like exciting and new in order to be with the times because let's face it, I'm an older person. If I'm talking about the 90s,
Yeah.
I'm an older person.
Well, I mean, not older than me, but I mean, you're old.
No.
Very few things are actually older than me. So, um, I mean, I was there
But
for the original Pong. Okay, so that's you.
I mean, I was there. I was there. I wasn't there for the Atari
Yeah.
systems. I wasn't there for the original Pong, but I was there for the first installment of Super Mario Brothers, I think.
There you go. See.
So
Yeah. There you go. You and I could team up and if we can remember how to beat the Super Mario Brothers. I only beat them one time at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'll find all the flutes. We're good.
Oh yes. It's just it's still. I wish I had still had my Nintendo going today. I don't know what happened to it when you move a couple of times and then things go by the
Yeah.
wayside. Um, I got to tell you, it's an absolute pleasure talking with you. Um, I want to see what's coming from you because I think we got a lot more stuff, and I thank you for sharing what you've got with everybody here, including me. Um, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
uh, Please come back again, and we'll let folks know more about the debut coming up this next year, and onward, upward, and forward. Because I see good stuff.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, you complimented me so much. I'm like having that inner panic attack, but like, no, I really appreciate it. This was actually quite fun, and I'm having it was a great time, and I'd love to come back. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.